How does everyone in LA afford a Urus? Because I literally see them all over the place.
Here in Southern California, Lamborghini Urus has become a staple. If I go in certain areas, I'll see 5, 6, 7, 10 of them. What happens very commonly is you have a group of guy friends. They'll pull together and they'll buy a Urus. They'll split the monthly payment and everybody takes a week turn with the car.
This how we coming over.
GOAT car, I like Urus. My favorite car.
The Urus.
What do you drive? A Porsche? What are you driving? I have Urus. Oh, you got Urus? Oh yeah, you did get a Urus. Good shit, bro.
Lamborghini Urus. Lamborghini Urus.
Probably a Urus.
Urus.
Urus?
We have a wide body Mansory Urus, and I'm not gonna lie, y'all. This car is absolutely beautiful.
And remember, when the phone rings, the game's over.
Bull.
Excuse me?
Smells like bull.
So, you want a Urus, right? Red wanted one too, and he ended up getting it. Now, Red has it all. A Urus parked in his driveway, a beautiful place he calls home, a girlfriend the world would envy, premium credit cards in his name, a contract with a management company. He even bought his parents a house. 2 years ago, shit was looking a lot different. Today, Red got the world's respect and admiration. But there's something that no one ever asks. Something Red hopes someone never asks. What had to be given for all of this to be gained? Let's find out together. This story begins with a car, one that released in 1986 by automobile Lamborghini, the LM002. At the time, the brand was known for high performance, hand-built sports cars like the Countach and Jalpa. This project was an unusual move for the brand. It was dubbed Lamborghini Truck, or the Rambo Lambo, as Sylvester Stallone famously owned an LM002. While it was officially launched in '86, its story began almost a decade earlier. In the late 70s, Lamborghini was commissioned to design a military off-road vehicle called the Cheetah. The project failed, but engineer Giulio Alfieri revived it in 1981 with the LM001 and later the LMA prototype. After years of testing, the final production model, the LM002, was unveiled at the Brussels Auto Show in 1986. It featured a V12 engine that produced 450 horsepower. It could crack 60 miles per hour in less than 8 seconds, even though weighing nearly 3 tons. It was limited to only 300 cars, but it was a mammoth all-terrain vehicle, all but unusable on a daily basis. With the idea of creating a daily drivable Lamborghini, Italia's finest knew they had gold in their hands. Aurochs are a large, extinct species of wild cattle that was the ancestor of the modern cattle and known for its powerful physique. The Urus was named after that animal, aligning with Lamborghini's tendency to name their cars after bulls or bullfighting terms. The Urus concept was unveiled at the 2012 Beijing Auto Show. The full production version of the super SUV then launched 6 years later in 2018. offering supercar thrills with SUV practicality. A 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8 producing 641 horsepower with a 3.6-second sprint to 62 miles per hour, all in a 4x4 off-road vehicle. In 2018, a track-focused racing version of the Urus was unveiled, the Urus STX concept. It featured a 25% weight reduction, an FIA-approved roll cage, and performance upgrades. It was built for track racing. Though it never saw mass production, the STX influenced future high-performance Urus models, like the Performante. In 2020, the Urus Pearl Capsule debuted, offering more vibrant and exclusive styling packages. Following the success of the Pearl Capsule, Lambo launched the Graphite Capsule in 2021, emphasized a stealthier, more subdued aesthetic with matte finishes and attractive colors. 2023 was the Performante's year, the most track-focused Urus yet. Same year, the Urus S offered a refined alternative to the Urus Performante, and in 2025, the Urus SE redefines the brand's plug-in hybrid formula with a V8 system that delivers an impressive 789 horsepower. This day-to-day raging bull DNA helped the Urus become Lamborghini's best-selling model of all time. The Urus has entirely changed the brand's sales figures, becoming its most successful model by a wide margin compared to its other cars like the Huracan, Aventador, or Revuelto.
I asked for this. I signed up for this. All these people showed up for me. I need to quit being a little bitch. I'm being a hoe right now. I got the fucking Urus. It's hella popping downstairs. I dreamed about it for years. I want it. All of this shit.
I love you.
Red first saw this exotic Italian bull back in 2019 on TV. He was still living in Kansas with his 5 childhood best friends he grew up with: Savion, Amari, Tay, Akeem, and Nate. As he was eating his favorite late-night cold bowl of cereal, it was love at first sight, whatever it takes, no matter what. Red's father owned a small car workshop near Kansas. That's where the love of cars came from. From a young age, Red would sneak in after school, watching his father tune engines, polish exteriors, and listen to his stories. Red was always the entertainer at school. He had charisma, the kind of energy that made strangers feel like friends. By the time he hit his late teens, he had already formed a good following on social media by doing all sorts of funny skits, lifestyle vlogs, challenges, and behind the scenes of his life in the shop. He was going to blow up anyway. One afternoon, everything shifted. A call came in from some claimed agency recruiting talents he'd never heard of. The kind of call that promised opportunities in Los Angeles in entertainment. It was vague at first, almost too good to be true. But Red felt the pull.
Holy shit.
The pull of the unknown. He packed his life into a single duffel bag and boarded the flight west. I mean, why not, right?
I'm going to LA.
Red had no plan B. It was this or nothing. LAX was scorching hot. No place should ever be this hot, he said to himself as soon as he landed. That's when he first saw it, in real life, the Lamborghini Urus. He could almost touch it, parked there in the neon glow of a billboard. Standing there, staring up at it, Red made a silent promise to himself. He would have it, no matter what it took. Anything. Kyla was Red's girlfriend. They'd been together for 3 years. They met in Kansas high school. It was hard to leave her and his 5 friends back where everything started, but success was waiting for him. His calling was finally happening. It was his time to shine and the world to find out.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Staying on the fence at certain levels of influence is impossible. Imagine owning a game and all of its rules. There's people that play your game. What happens if one of the people that play your game gets to a level of influence where he can put some movement together that can possibly break down your own game and empire? He's gotta go. It's your game. You've created it. If that player hurts your pockets and he also starts building his own empire like how you did it, there's a chance he could beat you at your own game. You don't want that to happen. So it's either he's taken down or he's forcefully taken under your wing. When you're the ruler, nobody's above you. Three months later, after having touched down in LA, Red rolled back into Kansas like a whole new man. Fresh drip, new whip, and that look in his eyes. Folks barely recognized him. Parents got a house and 2 clean rides. The plan was simple. One night in Kansas with Kaya, then jet back to LA with her in his new mansion he just signed for in the Hollywood Hills. That night, Red ended up hitting the sheets at 6 a.m. Nobody knew where he'd been or what he'd done.
Something in your eyes. You know, it's not sad. It's just kind of lost, you know?
Hype is a strange thing. At first, it's magic. A new sneaker drops, and people lined up overnight just to say they had it before anyone else. A new song blows up, and suddenly it's the anthem of every party. But then, the more you see it, the less it shines. The more it's everywhere, the less it feels rare. Hype can turn kings into cliches. The Lamborghini Urus might have become one of those victims of hype. At launch, it was untouchable, the SUV nobody thought could exist. But then social media gets a hold of it. Every influencer, every rapper has one parked in the driveway, posted on the gram, wrapped in every color under the sun. Soon, it isn't a dream anymore. It's a scroll. It's fast food. Red felt it too. 2 months after moving to LA, he was able to purchase.
Congratulations, Mr. Red.
Thank you.
The Urus was his obsession. The prize he swore he'd do anything it takes to get. When he finally stood in front of it, key in hand, it did feel like a dream. But was it worth it? Not the price of the car, but the things that had to be done to get here. On top of that, the car wasn't just his anymore. It was everyone's. When he thought he owned something special, he realized every other person in his circle had one too. And deep down, Red started to wonder, did he trade too much for something that could never stay special? Even though his neck was deep in right now, and there was no way back, when he sat in his garage alone at night with the Urus in front of him, there's something he couldn't help but let out. Tears. An ocean. Being in his position made him see things clearer though, realizing a truth that was hidden from him his whole life. The internet is the world's biggest stage. It makes the rare look common, the expensive look cheap, the dream look disposable. Scroll long enough and you'll believe everybody's rich, But step into the real world and ask yourself, when's the last time you saw a Urus with your own eyes? That's the illusion. Social media takes one moment and repeats it a million times until it feels like truth. People say the Urus is overrated, saturated, that everybody has one. But the reality, it's easy to dismiss what you've only seen through a screen. For Red, the illusion cut both ways. Online, his Urus became content. But in person, at home in Kansas, it was different. His people looked at him like he was untouchable, like he had crossed into a world they could never reach. Online, everyone had a Urus. In real life, only Red did. But the internet wasn't the only illusion. There was another one. The illusion of Red himself. To the world, to his family, to everyone who knew him back home, he was the definition of a winner. A kid who made it out the mud. He was so good with the camera, so smooth with his words, that people couldn't help but root for him. How could you hate a man who took care of his mom and dad, who loved his girl, and who seemed to be living proof that dreams really do come true? The illusion plays both ways and fools you all the way. The one that fooled not just strangers on the internet, but his own blood. An illusion so polished it made everyone believe, while hiding the truth they were never meant to see. In this illusion, everybody's got a Urus. Other winners with Lamb trucks include AMP's Crew Duke, Kai and Phantom, who came from the bottom together to now be blueprints for a young generation of hustlers. Odell with his white and blue one-of-one masterpiece that glows in the dark. Luca, Shakira went purple, and Travis goes Mansory Brownie. Lotto, Playboy Cardi, Sway, Kanye, Shensia, and Liz, Quan and Zook are nightcrawlers with their Mansory kitted Uruses in Atlanta. Bieber put his under plenty customizations, and Kodak splashes Florida themes. Jason Noir, Sosa, Lucky, Lacey, Soulja, Zeke, B-Lou, Valkyrie, Yeet, Kim, Kylie, Kendall, him, her, and her. Winners win. But where ambition meets innocence, the game gets blurry. You end up finding yourself in situations. It's easy to sign a piece of paper when you're blinded by your dreams, but decisions made in that glow echo louder than you expect. They follow you forever. At 18, Red had nothing, clocking hours at his dad's workshop. Nobody believed the kid from Kansas would ever touch a Lambo, let alone own one. At 24, Red was a multi-millionaire. Dark red Urus parked in the hills, a mansion with views that stretched past the clouds, a beautiful woman by his side, and enough clout to make strangers call him a legend. After that year, on his 25th birthday, Red had disappeared from the face of the earth. No signs, no evidence. Just one missing call from Kyla.
Hey baby, it's me. I know it's late, but I have so much to say. Sometimes I try to remember you the way I used to, laughing too loud at bad jokes, fingers stained with oil at your dad's shop. Do you remember the promise? We said we'd leave together, escape. You kept that promise. In pieces. People I used to call friends. 5 faces from childhood barbecues. I never saw them again. They disappeared. Just like you. I asked about them. And you smiled. You told me not to worry. You told me life gets messy. I thought it was distance. Money moves people, right? But I saw it. This was different. I heard things in the quiet that didn't have names. Late night calls you said were work. I saw the way you watched the door when someone knocked, and your eyes. When I asked about them, it's realizing that the life you bought didn't just cost money. I can't lie to myself and say I don't see the shadows that come with your shine. Maybe you think silence will protect you, that if nobody asks the right questions, nothing will be revealed. Maybe you think the gloss will cover the cracks. If this is a goodbye, I will say it softly. If this is a warning, consider it such. If you are trying to save us, don't make us pay for the saving. If you are trying to save yourself, remember the cost is not invisible. Anyways, I do miss you. You made me believe we could be more than the streets we came from. You told me once we'd run until the world couldn't catch us. But I think the world already has. Sleep well, if you can. I love you.